Hey girl, hey. If you are thinking about getting breast augmentation, let's chat a little bit. So let's talk about how to select a surgeon. So for me, what I did was I started off with word of mouth. So I kind of asked people that I knew who they went to. A couple of people said that they went out of the country to get theirs done. A couple of people said that they went to Miami, or they went to Chicago, or they went to New York. I wanted to stay in town. I live in Houston, so I wanted to stay here because in the event that something goes wrong, it's nothing but a drive for me to get to them. So I started out with asking around for recommendations, and then I just did a Google search, best plastic surgeons in Houston, and I will go from there. So I will go to their websites, kind of look at some of their before and after pictures, and because this is 2021, everybody should have an Instagram page. So I would then go to their Instagram page and check out their work. So what I needed to do was look to see, okay, does the work that they have online, does that match the work that they have on their Instagram page? And then I would click on some of the patients that they had. So the patients that were on there, if they had like public accounts, I would go and check on theirs to see, kind of look to see how their progress was going. And if their results look good, then I will go and schedule a consultation. Some of the places that I scheduled a consultation with, or tried to schedule a consultation with, they didn't have any consultations for months. I've actually been doing some research for quite some time now. So I had everything kind of narrowed down to about 5 surgeons that I was interested in. So I went with Dr. Banerji. I am excited to see what my results are going to look like as well. So during my consultation, we talked about a couple of things. We talked about sizing and what my goal was. Something else that you should consider is getting another person's opinion. Okay, so find somebody that you trust, your best friend, close friend, a friend, and call them up and say, hey, you got time to go with me to this consultation? And let them see, let them get a feel for it too, because they might pick up on things that you didn't pay attention to because you're so busy excited about getting your boobs done. So for me, I actually took a bunch of pictures, and I did 2 things. So I took a bunch of pictures while I was there, and I showed them to my husband. One of the consultations, I FaceTimed him so that he can see. He was at work, but I FaceTimed him so that he could see and he could feel like he was part of it. But then I also showed some of my friends my pictures as well, so that they could get kind of a look to see what they would look like too. So say, hey, Tiff, yeah, that's perfect, that looks good, or girl, go bigger, or no, that's too big, go smaller type thing. So you want to have somebody that could be a second pair of eyes for you. Something else that you want to do, like when you go to get your hair done or your nails done or whatever, you might be scrolling on Pinterest, or you might be scrolling on Instagram, and you take a screenshot of it, right? And you go into the salon or the nail shop and you say, hey, I want my nails to look just like these, or I want my hair to look just like that. Well, it's the same thing with surgeons and surgery. You want to kind of get an idea of what you want your boobs to look like. So don't go and find somebody whose end result they look like, but their before boobs don't look like yours. Find somebody's boobs that look like yours. Okay, so my boobs weren't perky. I didn't look for nobody boobs that was perky, and expect the same end results as hers. Like, find somebody whose body type resembles yours, and take a couple of screenshots of it and say, hey, here's a couple of different options. These are something that I'm interested in. That way that gives the office staff and the surgeon an idea about what your goal is, because this is about you and your boobies. Okay. So when you're talking about breast augmentation, there's 3 different options. You can do just a regular augmentation when they go in and put the implant in. The size and position of your breast remain the same. Option number 2 is where they do a breast lift. So what the lift is, they'll go in and do a different type of cut, and they'll pull all your breasts up. That's option 2. Option 3 is you can do a lift with an implant. So they'll lift, they'll add an implant in. Option 4 is a breast reduction. Okay, so I didn't want to do a lift because of the cut. So with the lift, they'll do a lollipop cut. So from your nipple down to underneath your breast, they'll cut there, sew everything, or put the implant back in, and then they'll sew everything back up. So you have like this lollipop cut. So it'll go cut, cut. I didn't want that. And then they'll lift everything up like that. I wasn't really interested in that. I'm good with where my boobs sit. I just needed them filled. So I breastfed all of my kids for at least a year, the longest being 14 months. So they've shrunk a little bit. Okay. So I wanted them to fill out more. So I'm just doing a lift. I'm just doing your typical augmentation. So my cut is only 1 inch long, and I think it might even be less than that. And so they'll go under the breast tissue here. So for me, they're gonna go again. I'm doing a cut here, and then they'll put the implant behind the muscle itself. For sizing, what they'll do is they'll take your measurements, your weight, your height. They'll measure this part here. They'll measure from your nipple down to your chest. And then I think they measured like the top part too. And it's like some type of formula or whatever that it had nothing to do with me and what I needed to know. But they kind of gave me an area, like this range of where or what the size will look best for me and my frame. So I did not want to look like a porn star. I did not want to look like tits on a stick. I wanted something where right now it will look natural and normal. I mean, women, we gain weight. Our weight kind of fluctuates as we get older. I'm pretty fit, but I know as the years goes on, I'll be putting on weight, whether that's from me eating or whether that's from me working out. So I wanted something that was going to look good for me. So I went between 2 different sizes. I went between a 415 and we ended up deciding with the 450. So between a 415 and 450, there really wasn't much of a difference. She told me it was about the amount was like the size of a shot glass or something. So the difference between those was basically height. So if I wanted it to be out more this way or up more this way. So I wanted mine more filled this way, but I still get some, I get some side boob action. So I'm kind of excited about that. So with the time frame, you have to think to yourself, okay, realistically, how much time do I have? When do I want to have this procedure done? With me being a teacher, it was easy for me to say, oh, I want mine to be done during the summertime, or I want mine to be done during Thanksgiving break or Christmas break or spring break. So you need about 3 to 4, they tell me about a good 4 days for recovery, for you to kind of get back on your daily routine. With this being the summertime, we're gonna see if that actually is accurate. But I kind of planned on about 4 days, 4 or 5 days for that. With any surgery, there's going to be some risk involved. So I would highly encourage you to do the research. What does the downtime look like? what type of risks are involved with that, and then that way that'll kind of give you a more accurate picture of, is this something that I really want to do? So for me, I've weighed all of the risk, and I feel like there's more good that's going to come out of it than the bad. I don't even want to focus on any of the negative. I'm comfortable and confident in knowing that they're going to give me the results that I'm looking for, and that there aren't going to be any setbacks. Please don't come in the comments or my DMs asking me, well, why are you doing this? You shouldn't alter your body. Baby, I'm not doing this for you. Do it for you. If you don't want to get any type of plastic surgery done, that's great. I'm happy for you. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing what makes me happy, okay? So if you're interested in doing any type of surgery, breast augmentation, BBL, lipo, whatever, do that for you. Okay? Do what makes you happy. Okay, I think that's it. If you have any other questions or comments, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply. Follow me on Instagram, same handle, Tiffanifontaine. Thank you so much for joining me in my little chat today. I'll see you on the next one.